Okay, Billy Preston, Nightlife Band. Well, my guest tonight has had a really interesting career as a film actor. He's been typecast as the ultimate bad guy. And just this year, he turned it completely around. You might remember him as a vicious gang leader from 1984's rock and roll fable, Streets of Fire. Then, in 1985, he played the hardcore killer and counterfeiter in To Live and Die in L.A. But this year, his portrayal as the good guy, Sergeant Elias, in Oliver Stone's Platoon has earned him an Oscar nomination. Here's a look at him in action.
Let's go, all right? This is his daughter, right? Right? I cock-a-dough! Barnes! Barnes! Stay out of this, Elias. This ain't your show. You ain't a firing squad, you piece of... Get him! Get him! Get him! Life, no!
Please welcome Wilhem Defoe. Well, that's some water for you. I gotta ask you, I had trouble with your first name. Is that your first, Wilhem? It's a difficult, Wilhem.
It's a nickname, but it's a Dutch name.
Right,
Originally,
Wilhem.
when I got the nickname, I spelled it phonetically, and then I found out later that it's a very common Dutch name.
So your real name is?
William.
William, but you're called Wilhem.
William.
That's like me going like David. First of all, the other thing is congratulations. Congratulations on the nomination. I think It's fabulous. And I saw everything you've done. I saw Platoon, and have you seen Platoon? Did you see them? Yeah. No, did you see it? No, it isn't a dumb question. Some people don't go to see movies, their own movies, right? Did you see the movie?
Yes, I have. I saw it a couple of times.
What was your feeling if you could separate it? What was your feeling? Because such a controversy over the film. How do you feel about it as you sat there watching it?
Usually the experience of making it was so special that kind of eclipses, the film itself, or at least how much of the film that I can see. Yeah. Because when I watch it, I'm still thinking of when we shot it. Real strong association. So, yeah, I sat in the theater and looked at the screen, but I feel like I didn't really see the film.
Yeah, it's tough to separate yourself from it.
Yeah, sure.
Because then you look at it and say, oh, that was take 3, right? Instead of...
Something like that. Or you think, oh, yeah, it was hotter than hell that day, that kind of thing.
How was it, what do you think of the controversy this whole thing's stirring up?
I don't know what you mean when you say controversy.
A lot of people are saying that it's not a portrayal of Vietnam, that it is a portrayal, that it's a good one, and they're comparing with all the other war movies, and they're going through this whole thing instead of taking it. First of all, the Stone was there.
Right.
It isn't written by somebody who was never in the service or never there.
Right.
So that adds credentials anyway.
Right. Well, I'm not a real good person to, judge what it is, but it's Oliver's story. I know he was in real good faith when he tried to tell it.
Yeah.
The film is very important to some people. I'm happy about that. For the people that think it's not accurate or glorifies war or whatever, I don't know what to say to those people.
I'll tell you one thing, it was one of the most exciting films I've ever seen.
Great.
And that's what I felt about it. Just sitting there and watching it, just as a film, it's fabulous. How'd you get that part? Because, he's such a bad guy, and all of a sudden you got to be a good guy. How'd they pick you for a good guy?
Well, there's a little story. Oliver tried to make the film several times. He cast it like 3 times. The first 2 times it was never even made. But the first time I met him, we had a good rapport. I liked him. He said, I don't know what role to put you in. I was interested in the project. I read for almost every role. Second time, I was busy. Third time, he was watching TV. He saw a clip of To Live and Die in L.A., and something in the Rick Masters character that I was playing made him think of the man that the Sergeant Elias character is based on.
Yeah, maybe
which is kind of
like the intensity, because he was such a bad guy. To Live and Die in L.A. was so bad.
Right. He said it was a certain kind of sensuality or, you know, charismatic quality.
Yeah. You know, you really look bad. You look like a bad guy. I mean, I watch you on the screen all the time, and I think, boy, that guy looks bad. And now we're sitting here, and this is my desk, and you're like relaxed, and you look bad. I mean, you're always...
What are you trying to do to me?
No,
turn this thing around.
You're like the kind of guy that, growing up in my neighborhood, we saw you in a bar, we'd say, this guy's bad. You ever have, like, you always look that way? I mean, you always feel like... I mean, you ever get in trouble because you look bad? Or...
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah, you get that bad
I mean,
look.
I get sometimes I have that sense that, you know, if there's a bunch of people in the crowd and someone's looking for trouble, it's like radar, you know, sometimes they'll seek me out.
Yeah, because you look like you're just like the kind of guy who would, like, dig being in trouble. See, sometimes they pick on me. You know, they just say, you know, you with the big nose, and I'd always act like I didn't have it. I want to ask you about this good bad guy some more. I have another question to ask you, but we're going to take a little break here. I want to ask you about this bad...